What's up, guys? So I'm just back from, well, not back, I'm just done from watching the Sunderland Sheffield United game, and man, it was crazy. If you don't already know, Sunderland won and they will be promoted to the Premier League. So we have all the teams for the Premier League set for the 25-26 season. And today I'm going to be writing a Google document of first all the way to last. But we're going to start off with 20th place. And I'm going to go with the newly promoted Burnley. I just feel like last time they were in the Premier League, they were not Premier League. And I think in the 25-26 season, they will come last place. And I think they'll do it by quite a bit. Next, we have Sunderland. They just got promoted. I think they'll do okay in the Premier League, but I don't think they're staying up. I think they'll win some games and maybe pull off some good upset wins, but not enough to keep them in the Premier League. So far we have the two newly promoted teams, and it'd be a bit of another rubbish season in the lower league zone if the teams that go up keep on coming down. So I'm going to change that, and I'm actually going to put in Everton. I just do not think they're a very good team, and they've been surviving pretty well in the Premier League for ages now. They're like one of the teams that have been in the Premier League the most amount of seasons. But I think that might change, and they're going to go down to the Championship this season. But I do think they'll come back up the next season, and they'll do really well. And so next we have Sheffield United. Okay, so next we have Sheffield United. I think finally the newly promoted team one of the newly promoted teams will not get relegated, and they will stay up in the Premier League. But I think they will have a battle with Everton, but I do think they'll stay up in the Premier League. I need to give that capital. But I also think that this Premier League will be like Sheffield United will only be on like 30 points or something. It will be super low for the team that doesn't get relegated. And next we are going to have Wolves. I think they're a pretty average team, to be fair. I don't think they're getting relegated, but I don't think they'll do very well. If you look at the Wolves team, you won't see any really good standout players except for maybe Cunha. But that's about it. Oh, wait. Where'd the dot go? In 15th place, we're going to have Brentford. Again, with Brentford, there's not really any standout players, but they do have a pretty well-balanced team. So they will come 15th. And you know I have to do it. Crystal Palace will come 14th for like a trillionth time. Crystal Palace coming in at 14th. Palace do have a good team, but they're just not that good in the Premier League. I know this may surprise some people, them doing this well, but like they have a good squad, but like not the best chemistry. But they won the FA Cup this year. I think don't maybe not win, but they might do very well in the cup competitions. Like they might do well in the Europa League that they qualified through the FA Cup. So in 13th, we're going to have Nottingham Forest. They've had an outstanding season in the 24-25 season. Well, the league's not over yet in England, but qualifying for Europe so far and still having hope to qualify for the Champions League. But I do think they'll fall off. I think Chris Wood won't score as many goals and he will not be as good. Next we have Bournemouth, another team that's done pretty well in the this season. They did have kind of dropped off at the end of the season. I actually don't quite know what place they are right now, but they haven't done that good, but they have done pretty well. Next up, we're going to have Chelsea. I know Chelsea have done actually better this season, but if they make it in the Champions League, I think they'll fall off in all competitions, and including the Premier League. They won't do as well, and yeah. They won't do as well as they did last season. And in 10th, we're going to have another team that hasn't had the best of seasons. Well, Chelsea have had a good season, but Manchester United, they have had a pretty shocking season, making it to the worst Europa League final of all time. But making it to the cup final and beating Athletic Bilbao in some way. Number 10, Manchester United. So far, 9th, we're going to have Brighton. I think Brighton have a really good young team that Karnzeki, they have a good goalkeeper, and they have what's his name, Matt O'Reilly, used to play for Celtic. I mean, being biased, I do think he is really good. Sadly, he was injured for a lot of this season, but yeah, Matt O'Reilly. I'm gonna have to have a look at the Prem table here because I can't really remember. I can't remember it, but I need to have a look at this. Okay, in 8th, we're going to have West Ham. I think they're going to do a lot better this season than they have this season, with this season not being the best season after a few years ago winning the Conference League. But I do think they'll do a lot better this season. Next, we have Tottenham Hotspur. We'll just do Spurs. Now that Tottenham have won a trophy, I think vibes will be good and they'll do a lot better this season in the Premier League than last season. I don't think they'll win a trophy, but they already have, so memes are gone with "It's the history of the Tottenham." But yeah. Next, we have Fulham. I think Fulham have a really good team with is it Iwata, Japanese player or something. He's really good. And I think Fulham do have a good team. Every player could is good in their own way and stuff. And I think this season they'll pretty much do what Nottingham Forest are doing, and they'll do very well in the Premier League. And I think at the start of the season they'll be in the title race kinda, but at the very start, up until November, they'll be top first and second. In 5th, we have Aston Villa. for the last few seasons, Aston Villa have been very consistent. Not losing. They're pushing for Europe this season. Well, they haven't done the best this season. I actually kind of forgot where they are, but Aston Villa have been very good, making it into the Champions League and doing okay in the Champions League, getting knocked out what I think will be the winners, but we don't know that yet. Okay, so here it starts lagging, and I accidentally switched my screen sideways, so it will be a bit different, but I figured out how to rotate it to the other side. As you can see, it's flipped. Okay, next we have Liverpool. I don't know why, but I think after winning the Premier League, Liverpool will not do as good. But I do think they'll win the FA Cup, but I don't think they'll do as good in the Premier League as they did this season. Coming what's it called? Fourth place. Next we have Manchester City. Man City, they won the league 4 times in a row, and they've they've fallen off this season. They're in like 3rd, and whoa! Oh, coming like 4th or something. They might not even get into Europe at the time of recording. And so for the top 2, we have Newcastle and Arsenal. So in 2nd, we're going to have Newcastle. Newcastle have done very good this season. All players doing well, keeping clean sheets and everything. And I think it'll be the same this season, pushing for the Premier League title. I think them and Arsenal will have a close race, but Arsenal will just have the better team and they will get to win the Premier League. Why has it not worked? There. And the winners of the Premier League, finally, Arsenal. Yep. I think Saka will come back a new player. He'll play brilliant, player of the season. And Arsenal will win the league. I think they'll do not so good in Europe, maybe round to 16, get knocked out by a big team. But I do think they'll win the league this season. I think their team's very good. And that is the final result, guys, of the 25-26 Premier League table. Arsenal 1st, Newcastle 2nd, Man City 3rd, Liverpool 4th, Aston Villa 5th, 6th, Fulham 6th, Tottenham 7th, West Ham 8th, Brighton 9th, Man United 10th, Chelsea 11th, Bournemouth 12th, 13th Nottingham Forest, 14th Crystal Palace, 15th Brentford, 16th Wolves, 17th Sheffield United. Sheffield United? They're not in the Premier League table. Oh, I'm getting kicked. Oh, my ball knowledge is getting kicked. Well, that's meant to be Leeds. Yeah, Leeds will do well this season. I actually do think that. I don't think I should swap them around with Everton. I think they'll get relegated. 17th Leeds United, 18th Everton, 19th Sunderland, and last place Burnley. Don't cook me in the comments if you think differently, and goodbye.